Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And as you guys see, my host, Pete, is not here today. He allowed me to fill in. He had some business to take care of. And so he's allowed me to give my platform. So if you guys don't know, I have a youth program called Heavenly Sent Youth. And I just pretty much try to provide positive avenues for youth. Just giving them a safe haven and just doing a variety of things with them, taking them outside the comfort zone and the neighborhood. And without further ado, I have two of my cousins here, Lenny and Iris, and they are going to talk about what they got going on. Again, like I said, this is a platform for good things that the youth are doing, despite the fact that our media portrays black males to be criminals, thugs, etc., etc., etc. So I'm gonna start with Lenny and let him tell you guys what he got going on.
All right, so my name is Lenny. I'm currently a senior, high school, about to graduate. I graduate June 17th, ranked number 3 in my class.
What school?
I go to Phillips High School, and I'm attending the University of Illinois to study engineering.
Do you play any sports?
Yeah, I play football. I'm the quarterback, actually.
Cool.
But I'm going to college to switch my position and play defensive back.
Now, is your mom paying for college, or did you get a scholarship?
No, I have a full-ride scholarship to the University.
See what I'm saying, y'all? The man got a 4-year scholarship. I mean, that ain't something to be proud of. I'm sure his mom probably on there smiling ear to ear that her son, doing positive things. So, question for you. So, with all that being said, how were you able to maneuver, with all the violence that's going on in Chicago, people getting killed, people getting shot, gangs, so on and so forth. So, how do you think you were able to survive that or maneuver through all that madness?
Well, after seeing all the violence and everything going on, it actually motivated to want to do better and, motivated me to do better and get away from everything and try to actually bring up my community and stop the violence. So I'm pushing forward to help out.
So what school are you? What school did you say you were going to?
I'm going to the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign.
What would be your major?
Engineering.
Oh, you did say that. For the people in the back that didn't hear him. He said engineering. Iris, tell us who you are and what you got going on.
Like she said, my name is Iris. I'm currently working at Chicago Tech Academy High School. I'm actually an alumni of Chicago Tech Academy High School, one of the few project-based learning high schools in Chicago. I am working there as operations assistant, so that's just pretty much working on anything that I can get my hands on in the school. I'm also currently the basketball coach for the 9th and 10th grade boys basketball team.
Oh, wow.
And I also run Intramural Sports for all the rest of the students that weren't able to make the basketball team.
Impressive.
As far as school, right now I am in a bit of a career changing mode because I am stuck between becoming a high school principal or becoming a firefighter. So.
Interesting. So the same question I asked Lenny, I want to say I'm proud of you guys, and I know you guys' mom are proud too. It just melts my heart because I have a boy child that I'm raising, and of course I want nothing but great things and trying to provide an avenue and hope and pray that he take on the same mindset that you guys have towards he can excel and do great things. I don't doubt he would, but at the same time, temptation is rough. So I think it's more important to keep your kids busy. So with that being said, how was you able to maneuver the gangs, the violence, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
So for me, I think it was more of seeing a lot of my friends and family members, mostly my friends, like losing their lives to gang violence and like just being in the streets, seeing them struggle, wanted me to put myself in a position where if I had somebody close to me in that situation, I have a safe haven for them, somewhere for them to come, somebody that they could come to. Like I have younger siblings that look up to me. Like I said, I'm coaching basketball team, so I try to give the boys on the basketball team, because they're at a young age, something to look at. Like this is somebody positive, close to my age that I can relate to. Like somebody I could come to talk to. So keeping myself positive, keeping my life positive, just give them something open to come to.
Now, how old are you guys?
I'm 17.
I'm 20.
So if you guys could say anything positive or give advice to another teen that's out there listening, what advice would you give them as far as staying away from, the madness that's out there?
The advice I could give them is to never give up, is to always strive for greatness and keep going. There was a quote that was told to me. It's called "Live the Dream." It says, "Live the dream, remember the legacy." So the advice I give is to live out your dreams and remember start a legacy and always remember it.
For me, a lot of us that's around my age group, we like to say get in our bag. So from me, I want to say get in your bag and stay in your bag. That don't mean just getting money. That means making sure that you have something to fall back on. So make sure you got that education to put on your resume. Make sure you got multiple jobs. Make sure that you got somebody, like if you're going through a hard time, just have somebody to talk to. It don't have to be a friend or a family member. If it's just a mentor, have that person to talk to. Somebody that's going to make sure that you stand on the right track and not deterring off, and make sure, like, if you're going to be out in the streets, it's cool to have a little fun, but limit your fun. Make sure that you have a lot of important stuff lined up before your fun, because a lot of fun leads to a lot of death in our neighborhoods.
Did you want to ad-lib on that, Lenny?
He said everything.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, y'all? Two black males that speaking. I'm sitting over here. I'm all in a different mindset because just to hear them talk about the different avenues and the things that's going on and how they're able to maneuver and just continue to be successful just melts my heart. So we're gonna flip that because I'm getting emotional. So tell me what type of parenting that you guys, Mom. I mean, is your mother's? Is she mean? Is she fussing? Is she this? Is she that? So tell me a little bit about your mothers, because of course mothers, we play a big part in our kids' lives, and I know that their moms both are active in their lives. And so yeah, just tell me a little bit about your mom, how she pushed you.
All right, so my mom, she's kind of like my best friend, so we have a tight relationship, and she pushes me to be the best as I can. She always supported me, and she know whenever I need her, she's gonna be there. And she knows she wants great things for me. So she's kind of fussy, but
Yeah,
but she's doing it for the best of me.
I'm sorry, Mom and father. Forgive me.
My father, he's the fussy type too, but he wants good for me. He wants me to be great, and he knows I'm gonna be great. So he also supports me and wants me to do great things.
My mom, I could say a lot about my mom.
Please do.
But I don't want to take up all the time. Most importantly, I just want to say, she just gives me the, like I said, a safe haven, someone I can talk to. She's the comfy place in my life. Like, there's someone I can go to let like if I'm going through something, I can let it all out to her, and I know she got my back through whatever. My dad, he participates in that sometimes, but he gives that hard love, that love that you need to drive. Like, get out there, go get it, don't look back, keep going. That's the type of love. So with them two together, it mix in and give me an even balance in what I need to be in life.
So growing up, did your parents allow you guys to run the street and spend the night over folks' house, and allow you guys to just be out there like a lot of mothers do?
Nah, growing up, my mama, she didn't really allow me to do that. But when she did, I was getting a phone call almost every hour. She was checking on me to see what I was doing. Yeah, but I'm glad she did that.
So all the way until I turned 19, I'm 20 right now, y'all. So both of my parents would tell me the street lights should not be me home. Now, we live in Chicago. Street lights come on at like 6:30.
Yeah.
So I'm 19 years old with a car racing the street lights home.
And it's funny.
So that's the type of parents I got. But that really showed me that, like, I'm not missing nothing out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So with that really helped me a lot.
Your mom called me about 7 times asking me, was you here? Was you here?
Mom texted me like 3 times. I was like, good.
And you know what? We're laughing about this, but I thank God for their parents, because so many parents, as you guys know, I mean, I think if some parents was in some of these kids' lives and not try to just be their friend,
and try to show them the way and try to keep them from any hurt, harm, or danger, then, it wouldn't be too many kids out here running wild. So I applaud you guys, Mom, for, as they say, stepping on y'all neck, because, it's easy to get in trouble, but hard to get out. I mean, I'm sure you guys have friends that was killed or that's in gangs, so on and so forth. So a lot of times, a lot of kids are subject to peer pressure, and a lot of kids can't seem to escape peer pressure. And if you don't, like you guys mentioned, if you don't have that positive role model or your mom and dad, checking on you, so on and so forth, then, it's easy, to get caught up in the street. So I applaud them for that. What about your siblings?
I'm sorry. All right. So I have 3 siblings. I have a younger brother and 2 younger sisters. Those 3 are crazy, but I love them to death. I love them. I told them I'm gonna be the one. I was gonna make sure we are all right.
And that's important because, as you guys just mentioned, with siblings, you have to set an example. And even being a parent, my son does not listen so much to what I say, more so watch my actions. Case in point, I can't tell him to don't drink liquor, and I'm sitting in front of him drinking it every day, or don't smoke weed, and I'm sitting here, doing it with him. It's about a respect. He's much younger than you guys. You guys are teens, but he's much younger. So, it starts from home and spreads abroad. Parents have to be parents and just that, and not so much be your child's friend, because when you befriend your child to a certain extent, the child loses respect for you, and now, they grow up and you can't tell them nothing. So yeah, that's a great thing. I'm happy to hear that, you guys are getting the tough love from both parents.
So my siblings, the 2 that live closely with me, my one older sister, she just graduated from the University of Illinois, University of Missouri.
That's awesome.
Sorry. So she's like a role model for me. Even though that she's a girl, she got that drive that I talked about. Like, she really pushes herself to go above and beyond, doing things that may seem like can stress a person out, but she handle it like a boss. And then I have a younger brother. He goes to Chicago Tech, the high school that I work at. He's a bit of he's rough, but he like to get into sports. So as long as I like to stay on top of him, hard, like how my parents stayed on top of me, I like to be that third parent for him. But sometimes I love him more than I love myself, so that's why I stay on him.
So as far as sports in high school, it's been so long, and my son is still in grade school. Is there a certain type of criteria or a grade that you have to maintain playing with sports or being with sport?
Yeah, at my school, in order to actually stay on the team, you have to average a C or above. If you average anything below, then you're automatically off the team.
Oh,
that's
wow.
just how it is in high school. But actually, that's good because it pushes you to actually, it's not only be an athlete, to be the student athlete.
So your school, they do enforce that, because I know
Yeah.
back in the day when I was going to high school, if you was a good student, they pretty much, the teachers was in collab and pretty much pushed you through if you was the top.
Yeah.
So that's good. And you said you are coaching 9th and 10th grade boys?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I graduated from Chicago Tech in 2017, and I was the captain of the boys basketball team for 3 years, from my sophomore year to my senior year. From a student athlete perspective, being on the team, it was just be a different person, try to be a role model for your teammates, especially because you're captain. I never really had problems with grades or attendance, but as a coach, I see it like a lot of those things that I missed as a player. So I tell my players is you have to be a demon on the court and off the court. So that means in the classroom, I don't want you to just settle for the C. If you got a C, you need to be in study hall and talking to these teachers, figuring out how can this C become an A. So that way, when we on the court, no athletic directors are stepping out saying, I need to pull this player off the court, this player can't play
wow.
because of their grades. We want to make sure that grades and attendance is our first priority, then the basketball.
So being so young, you say you're 20. So in ninth and 10th grade, that's freshman and sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
freshman
how old
and
is
sophomore.
They're like freshman and sophomore, they're like
13,
15.
14,
Are you
15.
serious? Wow.
Yep.
So with that being said, how do you handle all these personalities? Jeez,
I know it's hard.
So sometimes it is hard. I want to say the hardest part is the aggression. So as young men, we like super aggressive. So when we get mad, we like to let things. We like to curse. We like to try to break stuff. We like to fight. Coming from me, because I'm so close to their age, sometimes it's like they think I'm playing, so I gotta get stern.
I think.
I gotta like really put my foot down, pull out that deep voice, and let them know like, stop playing. This is a serious moment. We need to get this done. Stay on this. But it's sometimes it's pretty easy. The hardest part is just remembering that I'm their coach and not their friend. So
Lenny, what did you say your major was?
Engineering.
Can you tell the people who don't know what engineering may be?
All right. So the type of engineering that I'm studying is computer engineering.
Computer engineering.
Yeah. So I like technology is advancing. So in the next couple of years, technology is gonna be it's gonna be real big. So that's why I'm majoring in technology engineering.
So, and you said you got the football scholarship. And so when does...
Actually, I have academic scholarship.
Really?
Yeah, for academic. I'm just gonna play football. Yeah.
Interesting. So, was that a tough decision, or was there other schools that was considering you? How did you pick that school?
Yeah, it was a tough decision. So I have actually two full rides. I have a full ride from University of Illinois and Jackson State University. Illinois is close to home and Jackson State is pretty far, so those were my type 2 choices. And I chose the University of Illinois because of the engineering program. The engineering program is one of the top in the nation. It's pretty big. And I viewed it and I love what I see. And the athletics are good too, so I chose that over Jackson State.
Interesting. So the process for that, for instance, if you, so I guess to get a football or an athletic scholarship, so the scouts come to the school and watch you play? How does that process work?
So that process works. Scouts that actually is through film. So every game has been filmed, and college coaches our film has been sent out to college coaches, and they view it. And if they like it, then they come to the school, visit, talk to you. They send you, bring you down to the school on visits, see if you like it, show you around, things like that.
So who does the taping? Is it the school or?
It's an app.
Oh.
Actually, it's called Huddle. It's a football app where the school actually tapes it, but the app is where you could like edit the videos, and that's where it be uploaded to. Like all the coaches uses the app called Huddle.
So I seen a couple of your videos. So you did the editing yourself and sent it to the school, or?
I did the editing myself on Huddle, and then I sent it off to college coaches.
Iris, so you said that you teach 9th and 10th grade boys basketball, correct? What else
Yeah.
did you say you do?
So I'm the basketball coach, and then I'm also the director for Intramural Sports and the operations assistant.
And director, can you elaborate on exactly what do you do and what that entails?
So just Intramural Sports is just so if our school doesn't offer the official sport, like say volleyball, if we didn't offer volleyball for boys and girls at our school, what I do is I gather about 20 to 30 students, and I set them up. I'll create a volleyball tournament. So this year for Intramural Sports, what I did was...
You say you create that?
Yes. What I did was make sure that we had volleyball, soccer, flag football, and basketball for the kids that didn't make the official teams.
Oh, wow.
And we just did like 5-on-5 games, 7-on-7 with each other inside the school. And then at the end of the tournaments, we handed out $10 gift cards to the winning teams, just to give them the feel of being actually on the sports team.
So you are the director. So who's under you? Do you have a?
No. I'm the youngest person that work at Chicago Tech.
That's what I'm
so
thinking.
yeah. So there was nobody under me. Everybody is above me, but I do help out a lot.
You got a lot going on. And what was the other thing you said you do?
Operations assistant.
So was those positions available after you graduated, or how did you go about fulfilling these roles?
So Each role came like one by one, so it was like a domino effect. So being a student at Chicago Tech, like the type of student that I was at Chicago Tech, I would help out. Some people would call it teacher's pet. I just call it in my bag, like I told y'all.
That's all right. Don't get it, don't get it twisted.
I just took every opportunity that they threw at me. I took it. So at Chicago Tech, we have real world learning. So we send our students out to do real world internships at big companies like CNA, SAP, and other companies like that. So I did 2 internships. My first internship was at a small company called Moji, and my second one was at CNA Insurance Company. So they got feedback from those companies, and they just saw how well I worked with those companies and how good I was doing in the school, and they offered me the job, an interning job in the summertime. And then my work from the summertime led me into getting an assistant coach for basketball. And then that led into becoming a full coach for my own team. And then that led into the other jobs.
So another question: is you guys' school interracial?
So we have, we are predominantly African American, but we do have different races in our school.
My school is similar too.
So Lenny, you'll be going on prom soon, right?
Yeah, I go on prom tomorrow. Kind of nervous, but I'm excited.
You nervous?
Yeah.
He played basketball and say what was your, I'm sorry, football. You didn't get out there and ran in front of all these people that made it all the way to college on an athletic scholarship, and you say you nervous about prom, stepping in front of your family?
Yeah. See, it's different. Like on the football field, and I put that helmet on, I'm just a totally different person. I just get in mode and know exactly what to do.
In your bag, as he said?
Yeah, in my bag.
That's that demon.
Then outside, it's just Lenny.
So what do you guys do, okay, after all this stuff that you guys doing, what type of people are you hanging around?
Me, I hang around people that's on the same mission as me. Like,
Okay.
that's want great, that's want to be great, and that's want to do better. And I try to encourage those people. So those the type of people that I hang around.
So outside of work, during like the wintertime and the springtime, all my friends are away at college. So I don't hang with nobody. But when they back home, yeah, I'm just like a regular person, out having fun, just being safe, staying safe.
And you guys are driving, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? Believe it or not, Lenny, you are the first person that the youngest person that I've ever gotten behind the wheel with. And I must
I
say,
remember that.
and I must say, when I went over your house, your mom, I was like, I need to go to the store, Shayna. She was like, Lenny will take you. And I'm like, Lenny? You mean your husband, Lenny? She's like, no, little Lenny driving. And so I'm like, okay. She's like, he can drive. And so we got in the car, y'all. I put my seatbelt on, said a little prayer. And, you know, I had my feet on my side of the brake. I guess. But I must say that you are a great driver, and I was definitely impressed. So, yeah, that was my first experience riding with somebody younger than me. So you did a good job, and I'll never forget that.
I won't either.
For real. I was like, oh, my goodness. So let me see. What else? What else could we talk about? We got 7 minutes left. So tell me, guys, I mean, what are your future goals, your 5-year plan? Like, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
All right, so in the next 5 years, my goal is to be able to play professional football.
Awesome.
If not, my backup plan was to become an engineer, get my degree, my bachelor degree in engineer, and become an engineer, work in the engineering industry, things like that. So that's my goal as of right now.
My 5-year goal is a little rough right now. So I'm actually on my the next 2 months goal. So I need to figure out, am I going to enroll into my next classes for the fall, or am I enrolling into the fire academy?
So where you stuck at? I mean,
So I'm mostly stuck at, because the job that I have right now is preparing me to become a principal. So it's giving me
That's
all the
awesome.
tips and tricks, showing me all the loopholes
That's awesome.
and everything, like the best way to become the best principal I can be. But the fire becoming a firefighter, it just reminded me of being on the basketball court, having that work ethic, just pushing myself to do better and become stronger as a person.
I didn't know you played basketball. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So we got about 5 minutes, and so just real quick, if you guys, I want you guys to give a shout out to whomever it is that's made a. Matter of fact, let me ask you this. Okay, so do you guys have mentors?
Yeah, I have a mentor. His name is Charles. He's been my mentor since I was in like 8th grade.
Wow.
So he's been mentoring me all through high school, and he still is my mentor. And he's gonna stick with me through college to make sure I'm all right.
That's
through
awesome.
everything.
I have 3 mentors.
That's awesome.
Owen, Tierra, and DeMarco. First, they were my deans and my assistant principal. Now they're my coworkers.
First, they were your dean and your assistant principal.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Why do you guys think it's important to have a mentor? And what role? So, what's the difference between, I would say, a mentor and your parent? As far as, because of course your parents are your first mentors, and so why do you think it's important to have a mentor outside of home?
I think it's important to have a mentor outside of home because that mentor knows things that your parents probably don't know.
Okay.
And they can show you and guide you, kind of help guide you through the path that you're trying to get to. And they're actually another support system outside of home, which many people would need.
For me, I think it's like with your parents, they want you to get out there, be better than me.
Right.
Don't look back. But when with people that's not from your family that's mentoring you, it's like they give you that, get out there, but hold on, watch your step. But go out there again. But watch your step over there. Keep going though, but watch your step. So they just give you that, like, that extra parenting that like you don't need, but really helps you. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's like you guys mentioned, it's extremely important to have mentors outside of your home, especially if they're the right mentors, because like you said, a lot of times you don't feel comfortable talking to your parents about any and everything. But with that being said, real quick, so if you guys, want to shout out to somebody, parents, sisters, cousins, whomever, please do.
I want to shout out my family and my friends, especially my mom and my dad, and also a close friend of mine. Her name is Kimberly.
Oh.
I just want to shout out everybody that support me positively and everybody that supports me negatively.
As always, I like to give a shout out to my cousin. She knows who she is. My son, who's again outside sleeping, supposed to be on the switchboard. My mom, for being a stunning support system for me and my son, and of course God. Last but not least, I want to thank Pete for giving me this opportunity to sit in while he's away taking care of business. And again, you guys, be on the lookout for Heavenly Synth Youth Organization. We will be here starting, I think, next month on a Tuesday, so stay tuned. And until then, we will see you guys next Thursday, same time, and Pete will be here. And as he would say, each one teach one. You guys be safe.